Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Williams.
And I'm Greg Rocool, digital producer.
And welcome to Soccer Talk, something brand new that we're doing this year. We've got a new partnership with our friends over at One Knox, the area's professional soccer team, something we're very excited about.
Absolutely. Professional soccer in Knoxville, back for year two. Exciting start to the season, and we're excited to really grow this partnership both on air and online.
Yeah, USL 1, second season for the team right now, and off to a really good start. Top of the table right now, looking good. Before we get into some highlights here, looking back on the first few games, any impressions come into mind? You've been watching them closely.
Yeah, I think, it's still early days, like you said, but going into this season, I guess the big questions for this team really just surrounded, what is this retooled offense going to look like? They were a little bit goal shy last year, and they're actually the top three goal contributors from last year, no longer with the team. Two of them out on loan, and then one of them signed with expansion side Spokane Velocity. So they've got a whole new look attack, and so far so good. 6 goals through 3 games.
Yeah, 3 games, 2 of which are league games. 1 is a cup game. One thing you're going to notice when you're looking at the league games here, and really all the games we're about to show you, it's someone different. I mean, it's just not like one guy out there scoring all the goals. They're spreading the love around. So you'll see that here, and we show you some of the highlights. So you want to jump into it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah.
Week 1, it was a busy week for the team. 3 games in just a 7-day period, but they really got things off with a bang in their season opener on the road against Charlotte Independence.
Yep.
And
well, let's take a look at the first goal.
Why don't we get into it?
Yeah, let's get right into it. The very first one.
We've got Frank Ross opening the season, Knoxville's first goal of the season, and what a goal it is.
It really is. He brings it down the left side there, and watch, he's going to cut this thing back, take it into the box, and he's just eyeing that upper right corner, and this is beautiful. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? This is a great example of what I would say is why Frank Ross is one of the most exciting players in the One Knoxville attack. Just the way that he's able to isolate that defender one-on-one, cut on into the inside, and just, pick out that far side netting.
Yep.
You really can see that European pedigree from Frank Ross. This is a player that, he's done something that few players have done in this league, which is get minutes in a top-flight league in Europe. He played both in Scotland and had a couple of appearances in the top flight in Holland, which, in this league, not a lot of people can say. And I think you really see that European pedigree shine through in instances like that. And I think, we talked about the new look attack. This is one of the returning players from last year. He contributed 5 goals last year. And I think with all these additional pieces that they've added to the attack, there's an opportunity for him really to up his goal tally. And it seems like this is a guy that loves to score against Charlotte, because this was voted USL League One Goal of the Week. Actually, not the first time that he has scored a USL League One Goal of the Week winner against Charlotte.
Right.
Last year at home, probably the best video we shot in person all year last year was Frank Ross's goal against Charlotte at home. Let's take a look at that one as he lines up for this free kick at home.
Yeah, this was beautiful. Look at, that's, you see, David Beckham, highlight reel, picks that corner, goes for it, and pops it right in. Nothing. Wall can't do anything. Keeper is just out of his reach. Nice goal there from last season.
Exactly. If you were watching Premier League on Saturday or any European league and that goal flies in, you'd be saying, wow, world-class goal. That is, a top-class player. So that's the kind of quality that Knoxville has in the attack, and now they've got a couple different additions to that attack to give him a couple different new dimensions.
And that's the key. It's just not one guy. Let's take a look at the second goal from that Charlotte game. This coming later on in the second half. Great ball movement, first of all, and this is something we'll be talking about as well. They're really working the ball around well on the attack. But take a look, Angelo Kelly, and look at this, just right into the corner there. Very nicely done. Good stuff there by One Knox, moving the ball around, but also with the header. And I love the celebration at the end there. Take it over to the corner.
That's great stuff. Incredible response. The One Knox had conceded the equalizer to Charlotte just a couple of minutes before then. But you see that great late run into the box by midfielder Angelo Kelly. That's another hugely influential player for this team.
And this is something I was looking at some of the stats, USL 1. I know we're still early in the season. He's leading the league right now in chances created with 10 through 2 league games. So he is going to be somebody the guys are going to really have to keep an eye on, but he's not the only one. But obviously he's off and running, making a good impression out of the gate here.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a critical player for the team last year. Knoxville had 3 players who were named, to all league teams last year. Goalkeeper Sean Sean Lewis, excuse me, was the second team all-league goalkeeper. Team captain and center back Jordan Skelton, he was named to the first team, actually, the only Knoxville player on the first team. So the only non-defender that made an all-league team was Angelo Kelly. And you can see how impactful he is making those late runs. Last year, if you look at his statistics, there was a lot of contributions on the defensive end, a lot of pass breakups and tackles and things of that nature. But it's definitely a player that has shown that he's got the ability to, break forward into the attack and contribute already.
Both ends of the field, that is for sure.
It's like you said, he's already got 10 chances. I was looking at his stats from last year. He had 1 goal, 2 assists, or he had 3 goals, 1 assist in 2023. Wow. He's already got 1 goal and 2 assists in 2 league games this year. It looks like he's getting deployed a little bit higher up the field so far this season, so he's a little bit closer to goal. But his ability not only to make those late runs and to dribble through the defensive lines with the ball. He's really adept at carrying the ball into the attack. So, like I said, he's been deployed a little bit higher up the field this year. I wonder maybe once they get some of these attacking players back and, fully integrated, maybe he drops back into that midfield position. But yeah, like you saw in that goal, this is going to be a critical player for this team, throughout the season.
Huge. All right, so they pick up the win against Charlotte on the road. Then they open up cup play on the road at Asheville, and already up 1-0. We got the second goal for you here. Let's take a look at this one for a moment. Like I said, already up 1-0 on the attack here. Again, they're going to bring it near side for you. Finally, the ball's going to end up at the feet of Stuart Ritchie. He's going to send it cross. Nobody's there, but watch. We don't give up. We don't back off. We continue to work it around. And finally, Callum Johnson puts it in the back of the net.
Yeah, Callum Johnson is another returning player that's going to be really important for this team. Him, along with Angelo Kelly, has developed a really nice dynamic in the middle of the field, in midfield. Not a player who's going to get maybe forward quite as much as a player like an Angelo Kelly, but he has shown that he can pop up on the edge of the box, and
when other teams see this and they're going to watch when you start watching the tapes, you go online, you start trying to scout One Knox, and you're saying, well, okay, that guy scored, all right, this guy we got to watch, but don't forget about this guy over here. And that's again Callum Johnson kind of reminding everybody, hey, you're going to watch these two, I'm going to sneak in here and get it done.
Right, absolutely, yeah. They certainly don't have, a talisman maybe who's the guy that you're going to expect to get all the goals. That player might emerge. There's some players that they've signed that, have not fully integrated into the squad yet.
I like the fact, though, it's being spread around.
Absolutely.
It keeps the defense, the opponent's defense, they can't key in on one individual.
Absolutely. I'm sure, head coach Mark McKeever would say the same thing. You want to have a next man up mentality and goals by committee. And so far in this season, they've shown that, they can get goal contributions from a lot of guys. That goal was particularly critical in that game because, I think that was in stoppage time of the first half. And then in the second half, maybe they played the last 30 minutes or so down to 10 men. Jalen Chrysler, the defender, got a red card. So it was great to see the team, experience some adversity, but be able to, be a professional, see out the win, and advance to the next round of the Open Cup. This is their first win in the Open Cup. Last year they hosted Memphis, a second division side. Really exciting game that Knoxville unfortunately lost in the last kick of extra time right before penalties. But they've got an opportunity now to go into the second round. They're going to host Greenville Triumph, another USL League One side, on Wednesday here at Regal Stadium. Nice. So a chance to make it into the third round and play some of these higher division teams. Let's
keep doing it. Let's keep moving forward. All right, so you got the win in the league, you got the win in the cup. Now they go back to league play. They also get to come home for the third game against rival. I call them the old I-75 rival, but I know we talk about the Barrel as well. But a big rivalry between us and Lexington. And again, Lexington came in looking pretty good. Not a bad showing overall out of the gate, but you never know when you get two rivals together, anything can happen. And it was scoreless, I believe, going into the second half on this one. So let's hit the video for the first goal that we picked up. This was One Knox again on the attack. And again, take a look at this here. Nice little kind of lifting it over the goalie, which I love. Rodolfo Castro, 1-0, One Knox on top.
Yeah, like we were saying with Angelo Kelly, this play starts by him, getting into that final third with the ball at his feet. He plays the ball forward that comes right back to him, which he then heads into the path of Rodolfo Castro. I think possibly a little bit of deflection on Castro's goal, but this is a guy now with 2 goals in 2 games for Knoxville early in this season. This is a guy that joined, mid-season last year to kind of give them a new kind of look and attack. And so far in this season, he's really shown that really staked his claim to Mark McKeever that says, hey, like I can be the starting number 9 for this team.
Yeah, definitely. And they weren't done yet. They got a little insurance late in this game.
That's right.
Just under 20 minutes later in this one, Stuart Ritchie, he's going to be near side. Good job by One Knox, looking for the open space, finding Ritchie, making the run from the back. And I love this shot. I mean, he takes into the box, and this is a rifle shot, far side. I mean, that is beautiful.
Yeah, if our buddy Carlos Lopez was here, golazo.
Golazo, yeah. I appreciate it. My son played. He was a right back, club, high school, college. So I love it when you see those guys in the back, or there's a center back or one of the outside backs making that run into space and just going. And especially nice job picking him up, feeding him. Good job by the entire team, but Ritchie finishing it off, which I thought was just beautiful.
Always exciting to see those players on the defensive side score.
They do a lot of running. People don't realize it, but those guys do a lot of running, especially when they make those runs. That is for sure. Cover a lot of space.
Yeah, the ground covered there is pretty impressive. And then, to have the composure to pick that one out from the top corner is very impressive. And, it's always fun to see those defenders come up and score, especially on the goal celebration. Sometimes they just don't know how to act,
No, but I think it's good. Hope we're going to. But again, it just goes to show again, whether it's coming from the back, from the midfield, up top. We've got One Knox has got the weapons this season. They've got guys who can finish, have the composure in different situations to put the ball in the back of the net. And it's good to see. It's just not like 1-0 wins. We're getting double goals here. This is good stuff.
Yeah, I think head coach Mark McKeever would agree that this is a kind of approach and strategy, or just with the makeup of this team is something that could be perform at a really high level for them.
Yeah,
last year the story with this team was. They went for an approach as an expansion team that I think makes a lot of sense. You want to be a pragmatic team, very defensive and difficult to break down, that makes you competitive in every single game. That makes a lot of sense for an expansion team, really in any league or any sport, I would say.
Sure.
I would think a lot of people would agree that probably when you have a whole new team coming together, all new players, probably the last thing that's going to really click is that, that synergy on the attack.
Oh, without question. And keep in mind here, I mean, was it 2 years ago we were USL 2? Last year we moved up to 1. So everything's been new. Now we finally, second year in USL 1, kind of trying to establish ourselves. Turned a lot of heads, I think, last season, all things considered. Did a really good job. And now this second year really coming out of the gate early and making a statement.
Absolutely, yeah. Now that they've been able to kind of establish that really competitive and solid defensive structure. Now they've been able to go out into the transfer market, add a couple different pieces into the attack, and like I said, so far so good with the attackers that have played, but a lot of these guys haven't even really got a chance to play more than a little bit.
Right. But all things considered, I was looking at USL 1, the stats right now. We're completing just over 80% of our passes, 55% average possession, 22 total shots on goal, 10 shots on target, 4 goals scored. Again, this is league games. We're not taking in the cup game here. Tackle success rate just over 62%. Aerial success rate just shy of 50%. Good numbers for a team that's top of the league right now.
That's right. I think we were able to speak with head coach Mark McKeever following the home opener against Lexington. And you could tell there was almost a little bit of relief that you could hear from the head coach about how well this team has been able to, come out of the blocks and, combine for those goals and get those wins. Let's hear from the coach about, how the offense has come together early in the season.
We spent a whole year working and scoring goals last year, and now we've got 6 in 3 games. So I'm super excited. We built a great base last year, and now we're using that base to progress on to the next level. So everything that I hoped was going to happen is starting to happen. So again, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We're going to stay grounded, and we've got another game next week.
Now, not only is it year 2 for, this expansion team, it's also, year 2 for Mark McKeever as a professional head coach. This is a guy with a ton of experience at the collegiate level, and also did a fair amount of coaching in USL League 2, the pre-professional league that Knoxville got started in. So, I think he has a little bit to prove as well, and I'm sure that he is eager to kind of show that he can take this team to another level. And so far they have.
Yeah, I think so. And they're responding well to the game plan. You see the players are responding well to what he's putting out there. And it was all smiles, which we love to see after that home win. Got to win the games at home, right? Got another one coming up. We should mention real quick.
That's right.
Coming up, never an easy game in this league, but Tormenta's coming to town on Saturday. It'll be an earlier kickoff. I want to say it's like a 4 o'clock kickoff.
That's right, 4 o'clock.
It should be a good matchup between these two. Both teams in the top half of the league right now. I know it's early, and they've actually played one extra league game, we should mention. So they've played 3. We've played 2 so far.
That's right, yeah. That third game for Knoxville will be critical.
Yeah.
You know, what we've been saying this entire time, you know, how great the start has been for Knoxville, and that's great. But I think really the thing that I'm interested in is what happens when, you know, things aren't going so great for Knoxville. What happens when they concede that first goal, or maybe aren't playing quite at the level that they would expect? Are they going to be able to, you know, grind it out and find a result when maybe things aren't going as swimmingly as they have early in this season?
And it's a long season, like you said. We're early in the season, but it's great to get out of the gate. Try to open up some space. You don't want to be on the opposite end looking up thinking, okay, at some point we're going to have to turn this thing on. It's nice to get out of the gate, get those points early on. Speaking of the game coming up on Saturday, it is Extravaganza. We should probably mention that, so get there early. There's an Easter egg hunt. Starts at 3 o'clock. Kickoff is at 4. Easter Bunny's going to be there. There'll be a bounce house, face painting as well. They also got the family 4-pack, 4 tickets, plus a chocolate bunny. Something to snack on, all for $50. So they got a good deal coming up on Saturday to kind of get us ready for Easter, which is coming up on Sunday. And I do want to mention, looking at, since we're talking about games, got to talk about it. April 12th, they're looking to break a world record over at Regal Stadium. They want to have the most people waving foam fingers simultaneously. Oh, wow. So that will be the game coming up on April 12th. You can go and get your tickets now. You know, everybody loves a foam finger.
How about that?
So let's pack them in.
Trying to write their names into the USL League One record books and the Guinness Book of World Records.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, again, mark that down for the 12th. But, again, get there early. Get your tickets now for the game coming up on Saturday. Don't forget we got the Cup game on Wednesday.
Right. That's going to be Wednesday, 7 p.m., home against Greenville Triumph.
Against Greenville, yep. And so a good chance for us to get a look at Greenville, too. But also, then, again, coming up on Saturday at 4 o'clock. So, off to a good start for One Knox. We're excited about it. Again, excited about this partnership. I know, and we're going to be bringing Soccer Talk with you all season long. We're looking forward to it. But again, any closing thoughts, Greg, before we wrap this first session up?
Yeah, like you said, I'm just excited to get really into this partnership. We're going to have, you know, some unique content coming both online and on air. So we've got a lot of more exciting stuff coming. All home games able to watch on channel 6.2 antenna TV. So if you've got, you know, access to your TV's
the little digital box
antenna or the analog,
box,
you can watch all the home games on 6.2. We do have one game for sure that will be broadcast on 6.1 on Big ABC. That's coming up on July 20th against Chattanooga Red Wolves.
Another rival.
Another kind of local rival that is going to be interested to see how that one unfolds. That's going to be in the new USL League One in-season cup. So we've got another exciting opportunity to win a trophy.
We'll explain that when we get close to it. If you don't follow soccer close enough, they play multiple different types of cups. Teams are involved in so many different. You got regular season, this cup, that cup. But we'll kind of walk you through it as we get through if you're new to the sport. So
that's right. I think that one is going to kick off next month, so we've got a little bit of time to get prepared for that one. But yeah, another exciting opportunity for One Knox to compete for a trophy and potentially bring home some silverware.
Yeah, let's hope so. All right, hey, that's going to wrap up our first session. We look forward to talking again next week on Soccer Talk. Hopefully we'll be talking about some more wins for One Knox.
All right.
Have yourself a good one. Yeah.